I'm just going to wait till things get cheaper. I mean, things are never going to get any cheaper. I mean, the interest rates are ridiculously low. I mean, I remember my parents got their home 22%.
Yeah.
22%.
How we doing? It's Yatta podcast time. We are here to educate, entertain, and lift the lid. My name is Russ, and on the left, I got my boy Aldo Cataldi. On the right, I've got Mr. Charles Liddell.
And I think we're going to go places.
Personally, I'm really excited.
It's another Yatta podcast. Keep it locked.
Welcome back to Yatta podcast. We have a new face in the house.
New but old.
New face.
Old
Charles,
but new.
welcome back from your trip.
Thank you, Aldo.
Very good to have you back.
It's good to be back. It's it's surprising how quickly it went, but it was an awesome break. It was an awesome break.
Tell me what your highlights were. Actually, first tell the viewers where you went, what you were up to, and what the highlights were.
So we went to the UK, catch up with family. Obviously, COVID's stopped that down, dead in its tracks. 2 years ago, so it's been 3 years since everybody's seen each other. So we managed to get 6 weeks away, and we had the first 5 days of kid-free time with my wife and myself in the south of France, which was
Sounds like a hard life.
that was a great time.
Yeah.
Great time.
So you stayed at a very nice hotel.
It was a very, very luxurious hotel, but it was amazing. So up in the hills of Vence, lots of nice food, lots of nice wine. So very spoiled. So it was very good.
Beautiful.
Did you miss me?
I missed you a lot. Yeah, I had to hold down the fort here at Yatta HQ, which was interesting.
I'll tell you what, to come back. I mean, there's so much that's happened. You put a lot of effort into making sure that everything continued and got delivered and executed nicely, and really impressed with what's come about from then. So it looks amazing. Obviously, the signage has gone in since I've been away.
Looks good, eh?
Yatta Cafe is almost there now. Obviously, it's looking
just show the
sharp.
viewers this. One sec. Have a look. Yatta Cafe. Actually, I'm not just saying it's a very nice coffee. Everyone have a look at that.
Yeah, who's that on the mug?
It's me and my baby dog. Have a look.
Yes, I see that. It's
Yatta
pretty
Cafe.
cool.
I was going to offer Charles a coffee, but he's really hyped up on caffeine this morning.
Yeah, I had a little bit this morning. So
what are we talking about today? Besides your trip, what we're gonna delve into?
Well, I thought it would be really cool just to had the opportunity. Samantha's so my father-in-law, Samantha's dad, my wife's
Who's Samantha?
my wife.
Okay.
Yeah. For those of you playing at home, he's an architectural interior designer, and he had some projects that he was working on, which I was able to tag along with. Amazing projects, like stuff that I'd be super proud if we were able to get to that sort of level to do it. But
I saw some of your WhatsApp messages. They looked amazing.
I'm going to show you
The nightclub at one of the homes he was building.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal. So this guy's, it's been in construction for the last 3 years. So it sounds like some of the builders that we.
I was going to say, it sounds like Perth.
Yeah, but when you have a look at it, this is like probably a $6 million home, and
nice.
it's just phenomenal. Like underfloor heating and cooling. They don't run.
Does it have aircon?
No, they don't run air conditioning. So
Hard.
it's. I mean, they've got this monster slab, right? And that's how the house is controlled. So
okay.
It's
So it's energy efficient.
much more energy efficient, and I'll share this with you guys as well. The whole roof is a solar panel.
Wow.
Integrated solar panel. So I'm not bolted on. Like all the tiles are like.
It's a Tesla?
Beautiful. No. It's some
Different
German
company.
company. I'll show you the.
I wonder how much the roof costs. I'm very curious. Just the roof on its own probably cost the same as one of
thousands of pounds.
One of our houses here. I was gonna say.
And he's got all these, so you can literally go off the grid. He's got grey water, recycling. He's got, what else did he have in there? Like full battery backup of everything. So, the world could just shut down and he would just completely.
Just on that, I don't think we realize how dependent on the power plants we are. Coming recently from South Africa with load shedding, right, where you have power being shut off, and it's really bad at the moment where power gets shut off. Things like that are super important. As an example, did you know Queensland recently had load shedding as well? So whereas the different areas have to share the load because they don't have enough power generated. So I think we have to be more focused on figuring out how we can become more energy efficient, just as a nation in general, you know.
Oh, I think moving forward is definitely something that you have to be conscious of. I mean, and this is what I found really interesting talking to David, and hopefully we'll be able to get him on the show here. We can have a chat about.
Fly him over. We're going to zoom him in.
Well, I think we'll zoom him in.
Yeah, okay.
I'm cheap.
Yeah, you got to zoom him in.
Yeah, I'll save my money for my holidays.
Let's do that.
Some of the things that I found really interesting is the way that they sell houses there to first home buyers and new home buyers. Owning a home is quite different there.
Yeah.
And they
How
go
so?
well, basically unless you're elite, building a home is quite foreign to them.
Yeah.
They literally walk into an estate, they pick a house that's completed, and if they're lucky, they get it at a stage where they can maybe make some choices as colour, but no layout.
So
changes.
the developer builds it for them essentially, and they just buy it.
Pretty
There's
much.
no like really say into like what they want.
No, but they can also buy off the plan, and they've got the similar type of wait times for these homes as well. So
like
2 years sometimes,
wow.
to get into a house. So, but they don't have the flexibility of what you have here. So we're actually really, really fortunate. Like everybody thinks it's like Hollywood here, that you go pick a block of land and you design your home and all that sort of stuff. So it's really interesting to see the cultural difference and how fortunate we are in being able to design a home the way that we want it, or at least pick a home that meets our lifestyle needs. So that was really interesting. But the other thing I found really great to observe is all the different materials and resources and how fearless they are in using colour and texture in their homes. You have a look at some of the stuff that they've done and compare it to some of our elite homes here, and it's like we're quite soulless. Like, they have a lot of warmth and a lot of texture. Like this one, and again I'll share you the pictures. They had like driftwood that was on the walls and routed in with LED lighting, but warm lighting. And the flooring, it was just everything was just beautifully tactile and warm and inviting, where it could be like if it was just a painted wall, like we do, it's quite.
Europe has the benefit about being so close to each other, so they can get tiles from Italy, from Germany, and it's so.
We
close.
have access to it as well. We just don't use it. That's more what I was thinking is that one of the things that I'd really want to spend time with you. Developing is bringing out a range that has this really intimate kind of warmth to it that people can experience, and it doesn't have to cost anymore. Like the materials cost the same; it's just the choice.
Yeah.
So that's where it was kind of interesting to experience. But it was really 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 good.
How does it feel to be back?
Yeah, I've chomped
How was
at
the jet
bit,
lag?
to be honest. The jet lag for me wasn't as bad. I mean, the kids really struggled. They couldn't understand why they're waking up in the middle of the night and why they're hungry in the middle of the night, and it was quite peculiar. And obviously coming back, the UK has got the longest period of light, summer solstice over there. So the sunset
was it like 9?
Oh, it's gone like 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it's like later.
Yeah. So and the sun comes up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. So the kids are like, "What is going on here?" It's like
I don't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So
I tell you what, winter's weird. Like it gets dark at like 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Yeah. So
Like it is whack. Like I remember I did a little stint in school when I was younger over there, and you're literally like you're walking to school
in the dark.
It's pitch black. Then you're walking home, it's pitch black.
Yeah.
And it's raining, and it's like...
It's depressing.
Yeah, you're depressing me, Sam. You're depressing me.
Yeah, okay, I'll stop.
So look, so that was a really great experience as, just seeing what we could potentially introduce for our clients here and that sort of thing. But one of the things that sort of, got to reflect on while I was there is the level of complacency that, I guess, without being, divisive, that Australians have towards home ownership. I mean, the opportunity here is just amazing compared to what it is over there. Yet you've got people that don't want to make the decision to actually get in just because they go, I'd rather spend my money on, cigarettes and fast food and going out. And then they turn around and say, I can't afford a home because I'd rather just, for lack of a better term, piss it up against the wall. And then you've got communities over there and people that are trying to work really, really hard and they just can't.
It's partly because our banking system's set up in a way that that is beneficial for consumers, and they don't realize that. So, as an example, like in South Africa, if you want to buy a home, like you want to get a mortgage, it's kind of like, what are you doing? Like, and you need big deposits and high interest rates, and it's just similar in Europe. Like Europe, obviously, interest rates are not as, they're not as high as Africa and stuff, but it's the bank friendly options that value construction. Australia, a lot of Australia's economy is built on mining, but a lot of it's built on property as well, right? And construction.
Correct.
So the banks are set up in a way where they have those schemes, low deposit options.
But that's
that
my
favours
frustration.
construction.
That's my frustration, is that you've got people that are in countries that working their asses off and can't access the opportunities.
Owning a home overseas is not a common thing.
No, it's
like
not.
In Italy, as an example, if you own a home, it's like your parents own that home and then you've inherited it and you've kept it a new generation for families. Like my grandmother's got a home there. I'm going there in a few weeks, and we're going to go stay with my grandmother for a little bit.
That should be nice. Some nice food.
Yeah.
Watch Aldo's going to put it on the stretchy pants.
Yeah. only a couple of days because I like to stay in nice places, and it's an older house. It's in a village, and that house has been passed down. And it's an old, beautiful. It's attached to a vineyard. It's beautiful, right?
Sounds amazing.
But that's been passed down.
Yeah.
And it's just the way they are. And then like that'll be passed down to like my dad and his brothers, and they probably will never sell it.
But the difference is though that, I mean, the availability of opportunities to buy land, even though because it's a lot older, there's a lot of established stuff, so it's a lot harder for people to get in on the market.
It's more expensive as well.
It's more expensive, and as you said, like the banks aren't geared to support construction or new home purchasing. It's very much.
It's not the norm over there.
No, it's very much a sort of a wealth building thing. So when you're an entrepreneur or something like that, and you want to start to build mega wealth, that's what you try to do. So it makes it very difficult.
America's set up like that a bit though, and America's quite similar to in Australia how they borrow, like with the low deposits and that. And America got into a bit of trouble doing that because they were lending
subprime,
based on pretty much nothing, like just contracts, not even pay slips, no deposits, contracts, no pay slips, and that got them into a lot of trouble, right?
As we all know, yeah.
And Australia has always been a bit more careful how they lend with the way we're structured.
But my frustration remains the same, is that there are a lot more people that have access to the opportunity who are so complacent that don't want to do it. And that's the frustration.
You've got to change their mind, Charles. What are you doing? It's what you're here to do.
We're trying to do it. I mean, the thing is, you sit down with somebody and they go, oh, look, I'm just going to wait till things get cheaper. I mean, the thing is, things are never going to get any cheaper. I mean, the interest rates are, ridiculously low, and even 4 or 5 years ago, at 4 or 5%, that was particularly low and achievable. I mean, I remember my parents got their home 22%.
Yeah,
22%. So it's frustrating to see people sort of walk past the opportunity, with what we've got on offer here, especially how good it is.
Yeah. Look, in terms of things getting cheaper, it's correct. They don't get cheaper. Mm-hmm. They will level out. Like at the moment, there was these bidding wars when you go and look at properties and you go and look at these like sort of western suburbs areas where you're looking for a house and it's probably worth 1.2 and they're offering 1.5, and all that stuff will level off, and it needs to, because it's very annoying, to be honest. And it's creating a false market. But in terms of actual cost of building, raw materials, labor, that sort of stuff just remains the same.
It does.
Suppliers get used to, even if we get stuff from overseas, they're used to the money now. The shipping costs go up.
Yeah, and I think that bubble is sort of being surfed and popped. It's going to sort of settle down over the next sort of 6 months from talking to the guys that we're talking to at the moment. So we've got confidence that, but for the first home buyers, it still remains the same. It's a very competitive marketplace, and there's limited stock out there, but massive opportunity. So it's to hate to sound like a salesperson, but there's never been a better time, because it's only going to get harder.
I always tell the clients it's the worst time to build if you pick the wrong builder. It's the best time to build if you pick the right builder. So be careful where you go. Exactly. Now, before we sound like a broken record and keep talking about building and trying to get clients, tell me what was the best thing you ate in Europe? Because I'm curious to know.
So the restaurant in the hotel was brilliant. Really, really enjoyed that.
Did you do like a degustation, 10-star, like a 10-course degustation? Or
so they did. So not in the hotel, but we went down. So just down in the village, there was a chef and his wife, and they had this really cute little restaurant. I think it was called Salt de la something or something. And they had a 1-star Michelin.
So the one you ate at was 1-star or 3-star?
It was a 1-star.
Okay, nice.
and they came in. It was brilliant. Like they come in. It was just a husband and wife. The husband was cooking. The wife came in. We were the only people in the restaurant.
Wow. Is that like on purpose?
No, we just walked in and she goes, I can't believe how quiet it is. And she just like basically we picked a wine and she goes, nah, no good. You have this one. And it was like,
Was it more expensive?
no,
She wasn't trying to upsell you.
no, she wasn't. She just goes, this one's better.
Yeah.
And like she was brilliant. And I'll show you some of the pictures of the food. It was just absolutely gorgeous. And like to come out of this little kitchen that looked like it was like a home kitchen.
Wow.
It was phenomenal.
What did you eat? What kind of food?
Oh, so I had like a steak and and foie gras. Was one of the dishes. They also had this sort of crispy sea bass, which is
So
really
you just
awesome
basically
as
had mains. It wasn't like a degustation.
well. No. It was a degustation.
They just bring
menu,
out.
but like this was one of like those
Oh,
are the things
yeah,
that you
got
had.
it.
Yeah, so it was like I think it was like 4 or 5 courses. But
Didn't you
yeah.
eat like a 10-course meal here in Perth?
Oh, we did that. Oh, so
What's that called?
If you want a hot tip, is I think it's called 22 seats or 22 tables, 22 seats.
Dunno.
In Highgate, North Perth kind of area.
Good.
Brilliant. Absolutely.
Better than the
brilliant.
Michelin star restaurant in France?
Different.
If you had to go back and you had both of them in your hood, which one would you go to?
I'm going to go to France every day.
No, but
You
like
know,
pretend they're both in Perth.
they're both in Perth. They're two different.
You got to
like,
pick one.
I have to pick one.
Don't give us the whole spiel. Just pick one.
22 seats was brilliant.
So there you go. If Perth had Michelin star restaurants, then Perth would be.
They were very, very good.
Michelin star.
There was a lot of theatre with the food. I mean,
It was an experience.
presentation was impeccable. It was brilliant.
I'm going to Europe in a couple of weeks, as I've told everyone 3 times now. But I was looking to go into Michelin star restaurants in Italy. They got this really famous one by a famous chef in Modena, and I'm going to be around that Florence, Tuscany region.
Yep.
It's like, I don't know if I can justify it. It's like 550 euros per person. And I'm thinking the beauty about Italy is that the simplicity of how good the food is because it's simple.
Correct.
Like you use good quality ingredients. Like you eat a pizza that's 4 euros or 5 euros.
Yeah.
It's good dough, good cheese, good pomodoro, done.
I think I agree with you, but I think
For the experience.
the theatre and the experience, and that is what makes it like. Yeah,
See, I think if you're a drinker, right, and pairing food with wine, pairing food with wine
or
and
the other way around. Yeah,
yeah, wine with food, and then essentially like getting excited, that's an experience. But if you're just going there to eat, you just want the food,
I
don't know.
disagree. I think food is one of those luxuries that you experience. You don't just consume it. Yes, if you just live in there, the quality of the food is amazing.
So you're saying my 2-minute noodles I get from the shops, that's an experience?
No, that's a necessity. Skinny beans.
You're saying the degustation food, that sort of Michelin star.
It's like
No, I agree. There's theatre to it.
It's
But
like,
I just can't justify spending that much personally on like this restaurant in Modena anyway. I think the beauty about Italy in general, like,
everything's beautiful.
is having everything fresh
Yeah.
and just going to the real old school trattorias where they got the nonna in the back cooking the pasta. And my uncles live in Italy, and I'm going originally with my dad, so I'm flying over there, meeting my dad in Rome,
Yep.
and then my partner's coming over. She's
be
flying
awesome.
over. Yeah, and at the
Should
start,
be a bit cooler. It won't be the 41 degrees.
I was
that we
looking
got.
yesterday. At the moment in Rome, I'll tell you what, like it's for us, it's not that extreme, but they're not really equipped that well. But at the moment in we're going to a place. Oh, that's crazy. We're going to casino. And there's like a if you can see that, there's like a warning. 41, 41, 41. They don't have aircon there.
No, that's what I was going to tell you. So we were in Doncaster, and it hit what was it, like 38 degrees, and that is
Crazy.
ridiculous.
I think-
there. Absolutely ridiculous there.
I think for a bit of context, I think the way I've usually put it, especially with the weather in the UK, is like 10 degrees there is like 20 degrees here. 20 is like
definitely-
30 here, 30 is like 40. Because they'll
So-
almost rarely hit 30
Well, they had 41 this week.
the other week, yeah.
You know, it is true though. When I was in Cape Town last year or beginning of this year, it was like in the high 20s, and it felt like high 30s here.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of heat.
Different kind of heat. Yeah.
So I can
That's
imagine
why, have you noticed that people have different coloured tans?
in Europe,
Yeah.
well, they're a bit got more golden.
Yeah. Compared to here. It's
Yeah,
like
just burnt,
yeah,
red.
Crispy.
It's crispy red.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it should be exciting, but I definitely want to try some nice restaurants around there. Sammy, what's your plan? You're going to Europe, and you're gonna
So I'm going to Italy as well.
Sow the royal oats.
Yeah, you go.
So
Give me the camera. There you go.
Yeah.
I am the camera person now.
Yeah.
So, God, in just over a month now, even when this podcast gets released, it'll probably be a month. So I'm going to Zandvoort, so Netherlands, then potentially going to Belgium, just depends on logistics. Then I'm going to Monza, which is not too far from Milan in Italy. So I'm going purely for racing because of my brother Callan, who we mentioned before. So pretty much...
He's not going for ladies anymore because Sammy's all loved up, just for those of you playing at home.
Yeah, well, when this podcast gets released, it will actually be my wonderful girlfriend's birthday. So, happy birthday, Brie. And yes, I am very loved up.
There we go.
Yes.
So you're gonna have to push them all away.
What race are you? What race are you more? What race are you more excited for? Zandvoort or Monza?
Two very different races.
Can I just say, like at the start, I don't reckon I could have picked the two best races of the year. If you look at the championship with the drivers, you got Max Verstappen. He's Dutch, going to Netherlands. Then second or third. Well, it's weird because like Perez is second, but everyone's like writing him off. And then Leclerc's some down, in third. He's with Ferrari, who are Italian. So probably the most like crazy races for experience are those two.
Should be good. We're looking forward to all the podcast updates and things from our roaming reporter Sam. To tell us about the racing that's going on. So that should be good.
Yeah.
How's your brother doing in Formula 2 this season?
He's going well. Yeah. So we got we're in France this weekend, which should be good. We're excited because if you know from last year, only good things happened in France with him.
Wink, wink.
Yep. Yeah. So he got on the podium last year, 8th. So it was all very good. One of the best races, I reckon, that time.
Yeah.
You get on the podium at 8th place?
Sorry.
Points.
So in F3 last year, they had 3 races. So in the first race, he finished 3rd. In the second race, he was 8th. Then the third one, he was 12th. So 3rd and 8th in France, not a bad effort. So, he absolutely crashed it. No. Oh, my God. Smashed it.
Smashed it, not crashed it.
No.
No, he's had too much of that. Don't jinx him.
No.
He's had a rough run with a couple of starts this year, but still performing amazingly well.
Oh yeah,
start of the year, first year in Formula 2.
Well, to be honest, like even overall, he's done really well. Like if you look at the start of the year, even in testing, he was 2nd and 7th on the first day of the test of the year.
So
and then
pretty awesome.
Yeah, go to Bahrain, best qualifier for rookies. Should have finished 5th, but unfortunately there was a mishap with one of the pit stops. So, fortunately out of his control. Then in just his second...
Boy's got talent.
I think I like being the cameraman.
What are you doing? You look like you're up to mischief.
I'm just being the cameraman. Well, that's good, Sammy. You're gonna have fun in Europe. That's gonna be. You're gonna miss your colleagues here at Yatta.
Yeah, well,
we'll still terrorise you, don't we?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, you've been working extremely hard, so it's a well-deserved break.
So good shout out to Sammy as well. Sammy, like for those of you who don't know, he's been doing a good job helping us out with all our bits and pieces.
Yeah.
So
thank you very much, Sammy.
Thanks,
You're doing a good job.
No, I appreciate that.
Thank you,
just going for racing as well.
Oh, there's
no other girls.
No shenanigans.
No
other girls.
No. Bree's all I need.
There you go.
I just want to clarify that because I feel like you're going to get me in a bit of trouble there.
We wouldn't do that.
There you go, Sammy. Good job.
Awesome.
Well, look, Charles, it's good to have you back. We actually got a few interviews coming up today. We've been trying to expand the Yatta team, and for us, it's not about quantity, it's about quality for us. We really want to be able to make sure we get the right... We've got a really good team at the moment of sales reps. But for us, we just want to be able to make sure the client gets that really good experience. And
details matter.
Yeah, well, we have to get people on board that align with our values. Who would we buy a house from, right? And it's simple as that. We want to make sure these people are on the same level as us, not because we're arrogant, just because we want to give that level of service to our clients.
And we appreciate good service and good quality, and I think you can pick that up from the places that we go to eat and stay and those sorts of things. And I think one of the things that we keep coming back to is how important good service and quality. You don't have to accept shit just because you can't afford.
Yeah.
You still deserve a great experience and great quality, and that's why we do what we do.
Just a couple of Yatta updates because we have to run now because we have an interview pretty much here. But our display home opens up next weekend, so we'll exciting.
We'll touch base on that next week. You'll get a lot of
updates
on that. As
beautiful
really, really
award-winning display home opening up. We also have a new range coming out of Homes called the Freedom Range. Very, very exciting.
Very, very exciting.
Our pricing is getting finalized now. It's extremely competitive and it's beautiful homes designed for today's market, which is coming out. So
with some great inclusions.
Yeah, great inclusions. So we got the Freedom Range coming out. We got the display home opening up.
A big comp coming.
We've also got, I've mentioned this past, we have a motorbike giveaway. Yep. So it's a Harley Davidson we're giving away. Beautiful Fat Boy, I think it's called.
Call it the Charlie. Excuse me.
Call it the Charlie. So we got that. Here's the interview now. So we have to run.
We'll wind it up there.
Wind it up. All good. Thanks.
Good job,
Welcome
fellas.
back, Charles, Sammy.
Thanks,
good boys.
Cheers.